Y'all, I'm ready to go to work. So, look, I was thinking this morning, and I was thinking about people that I see that I'm like, have you ever seen somebody, you just like, they have it all together. Everything is just so perfect. Or have you ever been in a situation where people thought that you had it going on, like everything you had was just flawless, like there's nothing going wrong in your life? I have come to the conclusion, and it's true, everybody has a flaw about themselves. Nobody is exempt from dealing with the life issues that come your way. Nobody is perfect. And I think that's the reality when we all realize that we all have our own type of, why is it so tiring? That's the reality when we realize that we're not perfect. And you may look at somebody and be like, oh, they have it all together, but that's you looking on the outside. And I'm not saying that everybody has issues and everybody has drama. Gosh, I just curled this and now all of a sudden it's frizzy. What I'm saying is that don't beat yourself up thinking that you are not like this person, or this person seems to have it together. You don't know how many giants. And I remember going to a sermon. I was in church, and this preacher was preaching a sermon on the Goliaths that we fight and the things that we all deal with. You may look at her and say, oh, she got it all together, but the whole time she may be dealing with depression or going through some things that nobody else could even imagine. You may look at them and say they got a lot of money, but you don't know what they were just diagnosed with. Or you don't understand, just in general, we all came from the ground pretty much, and we all gonna go, our bodies are gonna go back when we didn't come from the ground, but y'all know what I'm saying. All of us, there is no one better than the next person. And sometimes we can look at other people's situation and think they just have it so together, they're always lucky, they're this, they're that. You don't know what that person is dealing with. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she was talking about her old coworker, how she literally she works all day. Like, that's like she had a bad breakup, so she just focused on work. I mean, some people can think from the outside that, oh, she's so successful and she got it going on, but deep down she's just lonely and just trying to make up that time. Y'all, my daggone car is hitting E. Come on, girl, you can make it to the job until I get off to get some gas, because I'm not stopping unless I have to, unless the light come on and say, if you don't stop, I'm breaking down. But yeah, so I mean, I really got to thinking about certain things this morning. I got to thinking about being so perfect, and how at one point in time, before they came out with these reality shows to show you just how imperfect they are, people would carry themselves a certain way or a certain type of image, and you would never know what they were going through until they passed away or had like a biography about them, and then you realize, what, they went through that. Excuse me, y'all. This coffee is wonderful. Want my coffee? Here go my money. I was like, I have $10 somewhere, and I don't know where I put it at. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I was looking for that $10. So I was like, I know I had it somewhere. Did I give somebody some money? Did I drop it? These are good. Oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to show y'all my nails. I don't know if y'all can see that diamond, that bling. I got to get up with my friends on Monday and Tuesday and do their nails. She be like, Betty, no, you good. You ain't got to do all of that. I'm like, but I still like a hand to practice on. Thank God my brakes are good. About to run this light. But yeah. Mm. This gum is really good. Um, sorry, y'all. I like to chew gum, and then I like to get rid of it. So, getting back to what I was saying, nobody's perfect. This is a pretty ring. Nobody is perfect at all. Nobody is perfect. So sometimes, I would catch myself like, man, she got it. She's just, everything she does, it just seems like it's so perfect. But no, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is exempt from dealing with whatever. And I had to kind of tell myself, like when I feel like I'm having a really good time and everything is going so well, I had to kind of tell myself, stop thinking that something bad is going to happen because everything seems to be so good right now. You know what I'm saying? Just be in the moment and enjoy that moment. Because sometimes we can feel like when things are going so great, we're like something bad about to come. Because things are going too great. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have to feel like we need to smile later instead of smiling and laughing right now. You see a lot of people, and sometimes when I talk, I be very, especially about some serious things. But it's okay to laugh and joke and smile about the little things or just things that make you feel happy. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing old friends and family, going to a concert, a movie, seeing a comedy show. You know what I'm saying? Like God wants us to be happy. He really does. So all of this negative stuff, I get it. Yeah, I know, like the Lord is coming back and things are going wrong and people are doing some of the most whatevers, but we as individual people, we can impact others. You know what I'm saying? And it can be in a positive way. It can be in a positive way. I was really thinking like some of the things that I post on my videos, maybe I'm being too out in the open with it. Maybe I need to kind of like hide certain things. But the way I look at it is like this. Y'all remember when I was on that bed and I had my daughter and I was crying, my wig looked like it was turned around. When I look back at that, I remember how I was in fear. And when I do these videos now, it really shows how God really worked and moved in my life. And to me, that's a testimony. So you're just going to get in my lane when you see me getting over. It is, because when I look back at it, I thought my world was just falling down. And if y'all remember that video, I was like, it's not fair. He took me to cry. I mean, I was crying and everything. Now I look back. Good morning, sis. Good morning. Now I look back and I'm just like, Lord, look where you brought me from. When I went through doom, gloom, devastation, I mean, just all types of stuff that I was being hit with. And now the same people that sent me in fear are the same people that's running for the border. You know what I'm saying? Like God can build this boldness in you. And so when at one point in time I was like, maybe I shouldn't put this on video because people gonna think some type of way. But y'all saw me at my low lows to the low to the, y'all remember, especially some of y'all that been with me from day one, like, let me go ahead and send Mona some money in PayPal because girl gotta move with the baby. And I love y'all for that. I'm trying to tell you, I love y'all for that, for what y'all did. You know what I mean? But I look back at them old videos, I'm not even the same woman. If you go back into them archives, and when I was holding Symphony, and I was like, I can't believe that I'm not even the same woman. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like when me telling you, it's because somebody may be at that point in their life where they're going through abandonments or losses or rejection. You know what I mean? And I went through it. You know what I'm saying? The loss of my children, the abandonment of my husband. I got turned down from trying to become a police officer. That hurt my feelings. He was like, I'm sorry, man, but we're just not going to. I'm like, for something that happened in middle school that wasn't even my fault. Really? I was crushed. But then the Lord said, Mon, I got this for you. So I was like, hey, so I'm not going to feel ashamed about sharing my story. And at one point in time, I was like, people going to be looking at this. And nowadays on jobs, I wish I could have read that. Says I'm on the highway. I can't even look down and read. Nowadays on jobs, they Google you. So I could imagine y'all looking at Mona Hines. Could you imagine if they did a background check on me? And I'm like, I don't have no criminal, but they're going to see how many lawsuits I was involved in, suing my in-laws, suing my ex-husband's attorneys. That was bold, too. People look like, you sued the attorneys? I sure did. Even though I lost. Jeffrey was like, Your Honor, can you please sign this? I forgot what the thing was, so I wouldn't be able to try to sue him again. But I know his insurance went up because, when you sue attorneys, their insurance go up. I never thought in a million years I would be doing it. Like, the Lord was like, Mona, I got you. Watch. You're going to be able to smile at this. You're going to be able to laugh at this later on. And you know what? I really do hope that it does get to that. Well, I'm laughing at it now. But I really do hope that it does get to that, especially with my daughter's grandparents. Because I remember, I forgot I was suing them. And they showed up to the house to pick her up. And I was talking smack. And my mother-in-law said, you forget that you're suing us? I said, oh yeah, I am suing y'all. I am. Look what you made me do. And y'all, when I sued my in-laws, I was like, oh yeah. Everybody that jumped me, all these attorneys, y'all, I was ready. I had my paperwork. I was ready to subpoena everybody. Subpoena Matthew's attorneys, my in-laws attorneys, even the guardian ad litem, y'all. I was ready. I was like, oh yeah, I had my little money. So I just imagine the sheriff just delivering the paperwork to the attorneys, and they're looking like she's subpoenaing us. How are we gonna do this? But y'all, when I showed up at the clerk's office ready to turn my paperwork in, I think they called me. I turned the paperwork, and then they called me back and said that the judge threw my trial out. Y'all, I had a fit. You thought I was a 3-year-old. That you didn't give me my lollipop or something. I was in there jerking off. How could this have happened? Why did the judge throw it out? Nobody sent me any notice. This is corruptness. I was so mad. And I was like, I want my fit. And they was like, we're going to return your money back. Nope, it's this one. It is this one, isn't it? Ooh, nope, it's this one. Y'all, I'm sorry. I thought I missed my turn. I was like, how could this happen? I was ready, y'all. I was ready. And the whole time when I went to do my lawsuit, I wanted a jury. So when me and it was so crazy because when the lawsuit came, it was like both attorneys were kind of like involved in representing them, I suppose. So when we went up there, I was like, yeah, we wanted January the 12th, 13th, or the 3rd and the 4th. So they put it on a docket. Everything was kosher. And I said, yes, I want a jury. Because all I needed to do was to tell the people just exactly what attorneys like to do. You know, jump you on both sides. That's all I needed was a jury. And the jury would have been like, what? So this is what attorneys do? And I would have been like, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you pay your tax dollars for, to be jumped in court. As you can see, these were not only my landlords, but one of them happened to be my father-in-law, which happens to be an attorney. And he hired them. And he gave disclosed information to a judge without my consent. And I have property management experience. And that was supposed to be information between me and my landlord. And so that's all I needed. All I needed was a jury. I would have sent them down the river, okay? But I guess the judge was like, oh, heck no, not in Virginia. This is going to get too much. That judge threw that out. I mean, I was so mad. I didn't get a phone call. I called the judge chambers and everything. Y'all, they was ignoring me like I was a bill collector. And I just said, you know what, forget it. Maybe the Lord is just like Mona, no. I'm gonna deliver you from this in another way, but we not gonna do that. But I can look back. I remember telling my father-in-law at the time, I said, don't worry, one day we'll look at this and we'll laugh at it. We'll look back and we'll laugh at it. But it's amazing some of the things you go through that you thought that was just like the world was falling down on you, and you know, going through all of that. Look at you now. You just like, you can smile at it now and be like, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's over. And I never forget when his attorney was like, I'm like, you can't really do that. He was like, these are the rules. These are the rules. I'll be like, Jeffrey, what are the rules? But no, I think, like I said, like when people look at other people and they think they're so together and so perfect, they don't know what they went through. They have no idea what they went through. Then they have no idea what they're dealing with right now. But life is not about just gloom and doom, because, you know, the Bible talks about we have to be happy for the good times or the day and the night, or one of them, because it reminds you of the other. And that's a perfect example. Like, if you're going through some rough times, then you know good times are around the corner. If you're down, there's only one way to go, and it's up. There's only one way to go, and it's up. And whether you not like it or not, you could be very comfortable in this where you're at, but if God wants to move you, he will snatch everything from you. He will blow the house apart and make you move. You know, he could send a hurricane, a tornado, and cause you to relocate over here because of that. And you'll look back and be like, you know what, if it wasn't because of this, then this would have never happened, or that would have never happened. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you something that I really learned out of this whole ordeal. I'm not intimidated anymore. Not. I know people, they could get really like nervous about certain things, but when it comes to like going like in front of people now, I'm not intimidated by them. Because I feel like I've been through it, especially with these judges. Man, I had judges, like I said, I had judges that cursed me out pretty much, chewed me out, and buried the mess out of me, made me feel this small. You just tried to look for your pride and pick it up off the floor and put it in your purse and try to dust it off after they kicked it out of their courtroom. You know what I mean? I'm serious. That make you feel this small. You know, but I don't know what that was all for. Sometimes I'll be looking like, Lord, what was it for? But I do believe that everything that The Lord really, he will buff you, he will mold you, and he will prepare you for your destiny. He will. So wherever you are in life, whatever you're facing, whether you're facing a job transition, the mortgage payments aren't on time, you don't know if the repo man gonna come and get your car, you trying to figure out these results. I mean, whatever you're facing in life right now, just remember that God is with you, and he's always going to be with you, and he's preparing you too. So you may be one way a week ago, but this week, you totally different now. You're not even the same person. You're not. So when I look at them old videos of how innocent and just crying and hurt I was, you know what I'm saying? I look at that and I'm just like, I'm not even that same. I'm not the same woman. I'm not. I'm not the same girl. You couldn't come up to me. Like, I'm going to use this as an example. Matthew Ling, that's a cute car. Matthew Ling, my ex-husband's attorney, when I was like, he needs to show up for his own visitation. He said this to me. If I don't give my child over to my in-laws, he going to have me in court in contempt. Those are. He gonna have me in court. He's like, I'm gonna have you in contempt. That had me shaking. I was like, he's gonna have me in court in contempt. Oh my gosh, you're gonna try to take my baby. Oh, he had me like that until I realized, say what? I showed up and made sure they redid it so he could show for the visitation. And then I told them, if I find out that my ex-husband ain't showing up to see his daughter and got his parents babysitting her, I'm gonna have y'all in court in contempt. Matter of fact, when they talked about that that title, if you don't send me that, I'm gonna have you in court in contempt. I'm using them same words that you tried to send fear on me because you thought I didn't know nothing. That's what a lot of people do. They use these scare tactics. But if first of all, you gotta understand too, we are people that mimic other people. And I know you said, well, Mona, what do you mean by that? Well, everything that you was taught when you were in school. Your mom and your dad or your parents taught you, right? They taught you how to talk. They taught you how to walk. You mimic the things that they taught you, right? So it's the same thing with attorneys. You can mimic. Somebody can send you something, just take it and reverse it, retype it up and send it back. You just mimic exactly what they said. What I started with, what the Lord had me do is say, Mona, watch and learn. Our brains can download things just like computers can. You notice how he said this and used that verbiage? That's what you're going to use. So I'm like, okay. So I started to do those things too. And the whole process, God was with me. And that's even in jobs. I've trained people to go in manager positions that have never been in that field before. But I told them, you fake it until you make it. Don't nobody know it. You know what I'm saying? Just like an actor. You believe it, right? Thinking about acting, right? Y'all, my niece, she was in, and that's why I can't stand BET sometimes. She was at home and she saw something that really disturbed her. It really disturbed her. She saw somebody get shot, and it on TV, and it came out of nowhere that it disturbed her, that it had her really, really scared. And her mom said she was going to come home and she was going to speak to her about it. But it was she was so upset that when we were in a grocery store, she just had these tears coming down because it upsetted her because of what she saw. She wasn't looking at the movie, but it had a commercial, and on that scene it showed a woman being shot up at a bank and the way that she got shot. And so, I was telling her that I know that really upsetted you. And then, when I was talking to her, that didn't work. And so I was like, well, you got to understand that you do know it's acting, and evidently the person must have did a good job because they made you believe that this was really actually happening to them. That didn't help. So then I was like, okay. I'm like, Mona I used to act, right? And one of the movies that I was in, I was actually a hit woman too. She was like, nah. I said, yes, I was. So look, y'all, I flipped the phone up, right? I took my phone out and I called Coco. And I'm like, hey, Coco, this she and my niece right here. I'm like, what movie was I in? And what role did I play? She was like, here go Coco. You was in that movie and you was a hit woman. And my niece looked at me like, I said, see, it's acting. And she's like, how could you play that role? I'm like, it was acting. I wasn't proud, but it was acting. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that, sometimes you may think that you can't do certain things, but when you start to move in that role, or when you start to act in that role, then you'll start to see that things start to change. Now, I am not an attorney. I am considering getting my law degree, but I really had conditioned my mind like, I'm an attorney. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? Then I started typing up those things, even though I'm not. But I had to condition my mind that this is like a game of chess. This is like some checkers, you know what I'm saying? Checkmate. And I know to some people be like, and some things I was wrong. I didn't know what I was saying, but then I learned along the way, and I went back and corrected and revised it and perfected it. Then all of a sudden I started to use the same type of letterhead font they was using, and then I started doing this and all of this was not me. All of this was God. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is this, is that the point where I'm getting at is that you may be in a season right now where you're trying to understand why am I not feeling like I'm getting somewhere, or this person doesn't have this amount of experience, but yet they're here. That's because that person actually went out for it, and you didn't go out for it because you probably thought that you weren't able to do it. But in everything, you have to look at yourself like, I am that. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. And you have to condition. I think around that time frame when I was going through all of that, I kept having these dreams, and my cousin kept having these dreams, that you have to condition your mind. Because when you have a mindset of I can't do, and it's gloom and doom, and girl, you better run away, you better, you know what I'm saying? When you have a mindset like that, how are you going to be able to face your demons? How are you going to be able to cast them out or take down Goliath? Now remember, David, he didn't have a sword and all that. He had some stones, and everybody was afraid of Goliath. They was afraid of this giant, a real giant. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, what? He went in there with boldness. And when you do that, you'll start to see that the effects will start to change. You know what I'm saying? You'll start to see that, man, these people never had power. The whole time I thought they had power, and they didn't. The whole time I didn't have to give my daughter up. The whole time I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I hope y'all get what I'm saying. I hope I'm not just going around things over and over and over again. But nobody's life is perfect. At one point in time, people was probably looking like, oh, Mona seemed like she got it going on. But they didn't know what I was going through. And some of it was too embarrassing to even talk about. Woo. Some of it was just, it was too embarrassing to even mention. You know what I'm saying? And to get up and going back, and then it went from laughing while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just laughing. But yeah, y'all. So whatever it is that you want to go for it now. You only got for so much time. And then they say, Mona, what do you mean by so much time? Nobody lives forever. Nobody lives forever. Let me get my socks together. I'm wearing some, y'all, I'm wearing these. I think this is the new look because I I'm so used to, like, when you go to work, when you wear slacks, your slacks gotta be like, but the new thing, some of these slacks be looking like jeans. I'm like, y'all walking up in here like that? Okay, that's how we can dress. So I got these slacks on, and I'm like, these things kind of look like the old Pursuicos or something. That's a cute Benz truck. That's what I want. I want me a Benz truck. I think I told y'all that last time. A good morning this morning. Homegirl ain't give me no problems. She ain't give me no whatsoever. She woke up like, hey. I said, somebody's well rested. Sorry, y'all. I'm putting my heels on. I said somebody is well rested. What I'm gonna try to look for today is a Vitamax machine. That's my goal. I need a Vitamax machine. I need to get my Sia up in here so I can just be on my healthy tip. Like, that's my goal. Get this credit together and start looking for these houses. I don't know. I mean, I was talking about like moving back to PG, but I may just consider moving like to Manassas or something like that, because I do like Virginia. Virginia is a great place to raise your children, but I just need to make sure that whatever I'm going to get, I got a nice size lot or land or whatever you want to call it. My grandmother got land in Louisiana. I'm like, come on now. Is there a stream on it? I need my own stream. Like, what are y'all doing with the land down there? She's like, no, no, no. I'm like, come on, let's go down there and see about that land. Matter of fact, we're going to take a trip to Louisiana. Oh, yeah, I got to move into that. All right, y'all. So y'all have a really good day today. Remember, vlog your house hunting journey. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Hopefully on Monday or Tuesday I'm able, because I went and I looked at them houses and I was like, oh no to the no. This don't look nothing like the picture. And there was one house I saw that was bank owned, and I'm like, if it's by the bank, you can negotiate with them. Sometimes they don't want a pool, but I'm like, the house is sitting there. Cut me a deal. But I need something where it's pretty much, I ain't got to do too much with it. All right, y'all. So y'all have a blessed day today. Stay focused. Smile, laugh, goof off. You know, everything don't have to be so serious. You know what I mean? Fake it till you make it. And just because you see somebody else and you think, oh, they're just, you know, trust me, everybody goes through certain stuff. Everybody goes through things. Nobody is exempt. All right, y'all. Have a blessed one.